What's up guys, Caddy here, creator of the Epic Fish Battle series. Now today I'm bringing you guys a very special episode where we're going to find out what would happen if Bubbles and Sushi replaced Dan and Miguel in the GBA final. Now for you guys who don't know how this works, down below you can see there are Bubbles and Sushi in their tank, and what they can do, depending on their location, they are allowed to then pick their Pokemon's moves and also their switches from there. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the battle. Sushi leads off with the Lopunny as Bubbles leads off with the Nidoqueen. Sushi Megas up here, goes to the Drain Punch. Bit of a questionable play there, as Chesticles is able to get a huge amount of damage rather than going for rocks here. Pane then goes to the return to kill off Chesticles, forcing out Mew, which is then going to force out Pane. Goes out into Hydra, but Bubbles makes an excellent double out into the Terrakion, scaring it out. Goes out into Cake Thing here, predicting possibly the Dragon Pulse here. Hail Hydra goes to the Dark Pulse. Bit of a questionable play, but does get the flinch, which is going to be pretty huge. Goes for another Dark Pulse here, but releases Cake Thing's Unburden as Cake Thing does go for the Calm Mind, leaving Sushi in a bit of a precarious situation. Dazzling Gleam is going to KO right there. Goes out into Motomoto. The Assault Vest is going to really pull through here as an Earthquake doesn't quite KO, but does a lot of damage there. Goes for another Dazzling Gleam here to get as much damage off as possible as Motomoto goes to the Crunch, taking out Cake Thing. That's a massive threat out of the way. Goes out into Mirror here, as Motomoto goes to the Earthquake for some damage, and Mirror goes for the counter. An absolutely excellent play by Bubbles there, doing a huge amount of damage. Goes out into Falcon here, going for the Swords Dance. This is going to be extremely scary, as Mirror goes to the Fire Punch here, trying to get some damage off. Falcon continuing with these Swords Dances, just setting up as much as possible, because if it can set up enough, it can get a really good sweep going here. As Mirror is just going for these Fire Punches, hoping for the burn possibly. Goes for another Swords Dance, I think. Sushi's getting a little bit greedy here. Yeah, definitely very greedy here, as Mirror finally goes for the knockoff here, knocking off the Eviolite. Goes for another Swords Dance here, as Mirror makes a bit of a questionable play going for counter there. Goes out into Mew. That was definitely not the right play to do there, as a Shadow Sneak does a huge amount. Goes back out into Mirror. Bubbles making some sort of predictions here, I'm not 100% sure what. Goes back out into the Mew, sacking it off here. All these predicted doubles, I'm not 100% sure. Goes out into Luke's mum. Goes to the Volt Switch, managing to take out the Falcon from there. Absolutely excellent. Goes out into the Terrakion as Flabébé comes out. Definitely the best switch here. Doing a double out into Konnichiwa as Adrian just goes for the Stealth Rocks. Then goes out into Luke's mum to take whatever hits coming. But then a Zen Headbutt does a huge amount of damage here. Goes back out into A-Driven, sacking it off for some reason. And goes back out into Luke's mum, and unfortunately a Zen Headbutt from there will be the end of the game there. So an absolutely excellent game here. I must admit, Sushi did get a little bit greedy, trying to get up to, I think it was at plus 12, something like that. But yeah, an absolutely excellent battle. Alongside this as well, shout out to the people that are actually watching this, thinking this was the real GBA match, and got extremely confused. And then finally, a very special shout out to the guy that thought I was actually A-Drive while I was doing this. But there you go guys, some very questionable plays on both sides, but still a really fun battle, and to be honest, they are just fish, so do cut them some slack. Now if you want to see more of these, then if you click on the pictures on the side here, then that will take you over to some of my Epic Fish Battles videos on my channel as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Caddy out.